one and the same divinity that dwells within us all. That's really a restatement of the profound Vedantic truth we began with. There's one more way of understanding that Sarvatma Bhava. In many places, the word Atma simply means self, but it has different references. So it can actually refer to your body. It often refers to your mind. Let us use it today to describe one's heart. One's heart can also be called Atma. When I say heart, I mean not the physical organ, but the seat of emotions, your emotional self. Sarvatma Bhava means a feeling that your heart is sarva, all. The feeling that your heart is vast. The feeling that your heart is limitless. Sarvatma Bhava can be understood in that way as well. I think in American English, sometimes they'll speak of big-heartedness. So how about big-heartedness times 1,000 to describe this Sarvatma Bhava? Because big-heartedness by times 1,000 is still times 1,000. How about times infinity for the mathematically inclined? That is Sarvatma Bhava. And let me explain what I mean by having a big heart. We start off in life with small hearts. What I mean to say by that is a child, like a 2-year-old, what does the 2-year-old love? It's an interesting question. Don't say that the 2-year-old loves mother and father. 2-year-olds are not old enough to understand what is love. It's not love. They need mother and father when they're 2 years old. Don't mistake that need for love. Love will come. Love comes in great measure, but it starts out with need. So therefore, who does the 2-year-old love? Me. Right? Children are by nature self-focused, self-centered. They want what they want, and when you tell that 2-year-old no, what is the result? Tears. Or crying, or in a worst case, screaming with some children. And every child is different, and it's okay. It's all natural behavior, but my point being that for that young child, we can say the heart has yet to grow. Then, as an adult, of course, as children grow older, then they develop love for their parents. They develop love for their siblings. Will a 2-year-old have love for her siblings? Or will she be jealous of them? And I've not even raised children, and even I know this. Many of you are parents. You know far, far better than me. So that 2-year-old doesn't love siblings, doesn't even love parents. I love me, if the 2-year-old would speak. But by the time that 2-year-old is, 5 or 6, you would know again much better than I would. That child develops love for parents and siblings. Can we think of that as the heart is expanding? Initially, the child herself was only in that scope of love. How's that? Love having a boundary, love having an edge. So for that 2-year-old, the edge was the 2-year-old herself. But then by 5 or 6, the scope of love, the boundaries of the heart have grown large enough to certainly include parents and siblings. What about cousins and aunts and uncles, maybe not quite yet, but that comes. So certainly as adults, your scope, as it were, the range of the bigness of your heart would certainly include your extended family as well. So that's an example of how the heart grows from a child to an older child or young adult to that of an adult whose love, whose scope includes all extended family. But tell me, why should that growth of one's heart stop at your extended family? So this is the us versus them problem once again. So us is who's ever within this love bubble, which has a certain scope, a certain edge. For some people, that edge is very clearly at the end of their extended family. Why stop there? It's not completely arbitrary, right? And most you've all discovered this anyway for yourself. You have many friends who are not relatives who you like a lot more than some of your relatives. That's normal, and that's okay. But that really is a way of showing how it's arbitrary to draw a line at the edges of your extended family. Definitely you should include friends and colleagues that you get along with and many others. No need to confine it. But why stop there? I mean, we're talking about people you know, the people who play a role in your life. How about people you don't know? For example, you go shopping and you are checking out and paying for all the stuff, and the girl behind the checkout counter is having a hard time, maybe making some mistakes or slowing the checkout process down. You might have gotten irritated in such a situation, but tell me, why should that girl fall outside the edge of this scope, the edge of the bigness of your heart? Doesn't she also belong inside? What did she do to get kicked out, if we can turn it into a bad joke? She deserves to be included in those. We're talking about the heart growing. What would prevent your heart from growing large enough to include that girl at the checkout counter? If your heart stops growing, it's often been said, when you stop growing, you start dying. How's that? Grow or die. Those are your choices in life. It's like, to go to the medical analogy, if this heart gets that plaque, the calcium, and gets all stiff and hard, your heart doesn't beat as well if it gets stiff. We want that heart. And now I'm back to the emotional center. It is desirable that your heart should go on growing and growing and growing with each new year. Why should it stop?
I'm going to stop it right there because, number one, I just got to thank Vinay again, our friend Scar Guardian, because he sent us this video to react to, and he's really synchronistic because a lot of this stuff is going on in our life right now as well. I mean, he doesn't even know it. So we've been growing, we've been expanding, and we've been really busy, and a lot of positive changes have been happening. So I was actually talking about this with Kelly for like the last week, because we've been talking and expanding and talking about the more enlightened you get, the more love you have.
Yeah.
And I was explaining that and talking because I just feel so much love for everybody that I come into contact with. So, because it's like my heart keeps expanding and expanding, even to the point of enemies. Even enemies, I wish them love and I wish them well. And it's just, I feel so good because even I've grown so much that it's just absolutely astounding, even to me, to have, thought about that. But he talked
so-called
about it.
Enemies.
Yeah.
We don't really believe in enemies.
I don't.
But...
I believe in enemies, but
okay.
I don't, but I believe, obviously, like, I don't believe I have enemies or anything like that, but just the word in itself.
Yes.
Everybody knows what an enemy is. So to communicate effectively for those purposes, them. I'm saying an enemy. So, but he was saying that feeling in your heart where it's just vast and limitless is sarvatma pava. And it's so great because now I have a word to actually say what it is and what I'm going through. That's why I love Vedanta so much, because it's exactly like what we're going through. So don't read my notes.
I'm trying to memorize the name.
Sarvatma Pava.
Sarva.
I hope I'm saying it correctly, because after we do the videos, we go and do our own research as well. So Sarvatma Pava.
Pava.
So as he was saying, whenever you're saying who does a child love, I was, thinking we're on the same wavelength. I was like, they love themselves, because loving yourself and being selfish is a childish mindset. It's a childish state of mind. If you're thinking it's me versus them, and you're thinking, oh, I love myself, I don't love them. If you're not spreading love, you're a child. You are a toddler, a 2-year-old in your mind, and you need to change that and grow and expand. Because you can't be stuck in that phase of your life the whole time. It's just not right. And as I said, the more enlightened you get, the more love you have. So everyone I talk to, I'm like, I want there to be love in our relationship. I want to have love there. I want to have a connection, because guess what? I don't want to be around anyone else that doesn't love me, and I don't love them, because I love everybody. So where we're going now, we just want to have trust in everybody. So it's like, I love Vinay. I really do. I appreciate him so much. I love everybody that's watching this. I have so much love in my heart and in my mind that I'm just so grateful for the opportunity to be doing what I'm doing and to be talking to people that are listening and appreciating it. That's why every time Vinay sends us some information or reaction, or people say, I want you to react to this, I want you to react to that. To me, it's just like, wow, because it's like, I'm like, people are even watching this. It's crazy to be starting this and people are watching it and enjoying it. And I just hope that I'm giving people a good enough amount of information.
Definitely. And that was a very, very good analogy about with the child and expanding the love. And it's so true, because even beyond your love for the capacity of people, but you can see it all the time. Sometimes you'll feel in a good, loving state, vibration, but then something will happen and you'll start to close it. You just hear something you don't like. Someone does something you don't really like, and you just start to close your heart. And so there's a lot of different situations, even beyond just loving actual people. Once you have your heart really, really opened, it doesn't matter what's going on, what someone says, if it's something that could get someone else. One person will get in a horrible attitude, have horrible mood if this kind of thing happens to them. But another person, they'll keep that heart open. For example, like say 2 different grandmothers, they both get abused by their husband, just a random situation. And one that she allows herself to close because of that. And then she's not able to give as much love to her children and her grandchildren because she closed. But one is able to keep that heart open through that and still see love, still be in love. And then she's more open to her children and her grandchildren and able to spread the love instead of spreading closed offness. So that's a really good analogy. I really like that. And we were recently talking with someone that we love, and they have different practices than us than we like to follow, than what we necessarily believe in, different kind of things that they're into. And we were just discussing it because we want to learn more. And they were saying that, essentially these are the kind of beings that they would give offerings to. And they were saying, well, that's how friendships work. You have to earn the respect. You have to do things to earn it. But with his way of saying it and with our way of thinking as well, no one should have to earn love. As he said, a girl at the grocery store, why can't she be encircled in the love? So it's a bit of a different way of thinking to think that things have to be done just to earn the love. But everyone should be able to get in on that love. Maybe they might do a few things that give a little bit less love after a while, love from afar. But no one should have to earn love. So it's a really good way of thinking about it. And we agree with that.
Absolutely. Because, and this person is younger who we're talking about. So we're trying to mentor her and help her. But at the end of the day, if you don't want to listen to us, you have free will. I mean, she's an adult, so she can listen to us if she wants to. She cannot listen to us. But it's from the standpoint of, if you have a negative attitude, if you're being negative, if you're hiding things, if you're not in the right mindset, if you're thinking in the mentality of it's me versus them, then in my opinion, you're automatically wrong. So if I'm talking to someone and their vibration is lower than mine, then I'm like, you're wrong. I mean, I can't even listen to you because your vibration is low. So just one of those things to keep note. But continue to have love for people and understanding, because you can't put judgment upon people because you don't know what they're supposed to learn in this life. You don't know what they're supposed to go through. And some people just have to make their own mistakes until they realize, hey, you were right in the end. So, we'll just see. So thank you guys for watching. We love the video. We love the recommendations. Keep them coming, and we'll definitely see you in the next one.
Thank you for watching.